thanks for coming out to the Danville Boat Club. It's Sunday with the Songwriters. We appreciate your guys' support. These guys have been in our Springfield market. They were in our Decatur market. Their last stop is here, and the next thing you know, they're actually on the road to Canada. These guys have written songs for several big country guys from right down the line. It's Casey Beathard. He's the first guy. And by the way, I just have to tell you, because I know you've heard this in other markets, everybody walked to me and goes, that guy looks like Brett Favre. So I'm just saying. Well, what's ironic about that, he actually comes from a football background. He's actually been to the Super Bowl 12 times as a ball boy, which is a great piece of information. And so, yeah. I've never been to the Super Bowl, especially being on the sideline and stuff.
Yeah.
Is that, growing up around that, was that kind of fun, or what, give you a different perspective of the whole game, or what's your thought on that? It's a big piece.
Yeah, it was just second nature. My dad was in football. He was a general manager of several teams. It was actually 7 Super Bowls, not 12. But I'll say, I'll go with that. You know, it was just, this was like being a black sheep, you know, of the family, going into music. But my mother was in it. But yeah, you just took it for granted. I grew up in locker rooms and on fields, and you know, as a little kid, that's doing it. My brothers and me doing that, and so maybe you took it for granted. You just didn't realize how lucky you were to grow up that way. It was really neat.
Did you have aspirations? You play in high school. Do you have aspirations of going down that road?
Yeah, like I said last night, I did until about you know, I played football as long as I could. I actually got to play at a small school in North Carolina, but you realize, I mean, I would go back and forth. I don't know what I'm going to do to play. How long I'm going to play pro football, or should I be a big star, you know, singer first? I don't know, when you're a kid, that's how I always thought. But then, about 6th grade, when I stopped growing, I had an idea that I wasn't going to be a pro football player.
I'm right there with you. He's written for hits for guys like George Strait, just to give you an idea. George Teren's right in the middle. George, written for guys Billy Ray Cyrus, Tim McGraw, and what I found interesting, you've done some pop stuff too, like Britney Spears and things like that. So, give it kind of different shade. Now, when you're writing with country people versus pop people, is it still kind of the same vibe, or do you write something and go, you know what, this would work better here? How do you got to go about that?
Well, I mean, you know, musically and lyrically, you just kind of have to tailor it for whatever genre you're going for. I mean, you know, if you're writing country stuff, you got to write, you know, the lyric has to be earthier, you know, something that appeals more to the, you know, the country audience. Usually the music's a little simpler, a little more melodic. You know, with the lyric in country, I feel like country lyrics are more important to the song. So, you know, probably spend more time on it and work a little harder on the lyric. With music, with pop, it's a little bit more about the musical hooks and all of that kind of thing. I've done a lot more country than
Sure.
pop. Here and there with pop, I got lucky a few times.
How does that come about when you were writing a song? Did it kind of just go into the pop vein, or did somebody approach you? Because it is kind of two different arenas, talking about pop and country and its writing.
I was writing for a publishing company called Zomba Music, and this is back in I was there from the late 80s through the early 2000s, but they also were the record company for Britney Spears, Backstreet Boys, and so they encouraged us to write for their acts. So a lot of times, like on the Britney cut that I had, they told me what kind of song they were looking for, and you know, other writers in our company, and then it was just kind of whoever, you know, gave them what they were looking for, you know, got the cut. So
It's interesting. It's interesting when you talk about writing. When you guys write, it's collaborative. You guys have set times. It's an interesting piece. What do you, Kendall? What's your motivation? Like, I know some people say it just kind of comes out of thin air when you're writing something. How does it hit you? Does it just come about a story? Is it painstaking? Sometimes it's easy when it comes to the art of songwriting.
Sometimes it's easy. I mean, it just depends what you got that day. You know, sometimes you got when you write something, do something every day. To come up with something new and fresh every day is hard. So, you know, some days you go in there and have a mediocre song, that's okay. You're not having that. Sometimes we just co-stare, we call it. We'll get there and we'll write for a while. We don't have anything, so we'll go drink beer, you know, or whatever. You know, maybe we'll drink a beer, maybe something comes to us over that. You know, or 4 or 5 beers, maybe something comes to us. And so I mean, it just depends. Sometimes one of them may have a good time or a good melody, and that's usually all it takes to get us going.
And this is Kendall Marvel, everyone. So, when you guys, have you collectively written together? I mean, or do write together, all three of you write together, write individuals, just kind of bounce ideas
Yeah, we've
back
all
and
written-
forth?
We've all written together. Me and Casey have written a couple hits together, and me and George have written together. We haven't had any hits yet, but we've all known each other for years. And like all three of us haven't written together at the same time, but I've written with both of these guys on different occasions. So basically Casey and I, we go away since before I even moved to Nashville. I met him when he was. I met him when he was poor.
Which brings the next question, because I was actually talking to different people about songwriting. How has technology, has it taken away from songwriting, brought it to the forefront? You know what I mean? Has it hindered your craft as far as songwriting and being performers? Because you hear a lot of changes going on in the music industry.
I guess it's good and bad. I mean, both all the technology and things, it helps, yet it don't help, you know. I don't know how to explain that.
It's kind of maybe it's frustrating for, limited, when you're, some of us don't want to admit it, you don't want to go there, I'm not going there, you have too much pride, you have to go there, no, I'm going to write a country song. But then, you gotta, if that's what you do, and that's, you find out later if you open yourself up to, that's where it's going, to drum loops and heavier, you get with people that do that, and just try to put your part, at least save it with a lyric, make it a country lyric at least, help with that, would put some integrity to it. Or just, a lot of people say you just adapt or die, and you have to, if you're, especially with me, I got 5 kids, I'm gonna try to write, I'm gonna try to write to wherever it's going, So.
You guys want to take questions at any point during the show, or questions you want to take now, or you want to get right to it?
Just get right on, man. I'm just going to ask a question. They can always just holler at him between songs, and we'll answer it the best we can, It may be the biggest bullcrap line you've ever heard. We'll try to answer it anyway.
I did country radio for 5 years, and in country music, it's all on a first-name basis. So, Casey, George, Kendall, this is Sunday with the Songwriters.
Thank you all for coming out. And, we've had a good time up here in central Illinois. I guess it's central, that's what I call it. Actually, it's northern Illinois where I'm from. It's up north. Here's another one of them songs that I wrote with Jake Owen. I was lucky enough to get to know Jake when he was up and coming, before he had his record deal, and that's kind of what we do. We hook up with these young artists. Casey did with Eric Church, and some guys like that he knew, and kind of come up through the ranks with Kenny Chesney before Kenny was super big. That's what we want to do, get to know these guys and write songs with them and for them. Here's one I wrote with Jake. Went to number 2. Closest I got to number 1. I got a number 2. I actually got a bunch of number 2s, if you know what I mean. This one actually wasn't number 2. Well, I learned the hard way real early in life. The money sure don't grow on a tree. And there's a few things that a dollar won't buy. The best things in life, they come free. So girl, I can't buy you a big diamond ring, no house on a hill full of life's finer things. But I tell you right now, there's a whole lot that I just can't do. Oh, but baby, don't think I can't love you. When I get home after work all day, well, I'm beat down, girl, I'm dead on my feet. As tired as I am, if you want to play, well, playing sounds real good to me. 'Cause girl, I can't buy you a big diamond ring, no house on a hill full of life's finest things. But I tell you
Thank you all for coming out today and giving up your sunny Sunday afternoon. Nice view out there, though.
That's awesome. I can't help but look at it that way.
Yeah.
I know that guy thinks I've been looking at him all day.
You know, it seems like whenever we're writing a song, you get to a certain point in the song and you go, wow, you know, this song would be perfect for. It'd be perfect for Kenny Chesney. It'd be perfect for Trace Atkins. Or if I'm writing a girl song right now, I'd like it to be perfect for Taylor Swift or Carrie Underwood or someone like that. So, although I know Taylor wouldn't cut one of my songs, but anyway, she writes all her own pretty much. But anyway, when I was writing this next song, we got to the who would be perfect for part, and we were saying, oh, this would be good for Toby Keith or Montgomery Gentry or Travis Tritt or somebody like that. And so first thing we finish our demo, and we hear Tim McGraw has it on hold. We go, yeah, I don't really hear Tim. I don't think he's doing that. I can't see him doing it. Of course, I had that one before where I said it was perfect for him. He didn't cut it. But anyway, he ended up cutting it ended up cutting it, and it was, as you know, we alluded to earlier, the cut came out quite a bit different than the demo sound. It took a little while for my co-writer and I to get used to the sound of the record versus the demo, but we both got really used to it because it actually became a hit and helped put my kids through college, and on a greatest hits two greatest hits records, and then it was his theme song, well, not theme song, but like background music on his fragrance commercial when Tim had his own fragrance. So it sort of was the gift that kept on giving.
What is it? Tim McGraw. It smells like Tim? Is that what it is?
Sweat.
He's pretty sweaty every time I've ever seen him. You know, he's
I heard
stinking,
somebody
right?
else just came out with a country guy came out with his own fragrance.
Sammy Kershaw. Remember he used to carry that bag on his shoulder that used to catch his sweat? I ain't kidding you, did. Who the hell wants to smell like Sammy Kershaw? You guys ever seen Sammy Kershaw? Wow.
Well, anyway, thank you again for coming out. Thanks to BMI and all you radio folks, and food was great. Really appreciate it. If I turn the guitar on. Girl, you never know no one like me. Up there in your high society, they may tell you I'm no good. Girl, you need to understand just who I am. I may be a real bad boy, but baby, I'm a real good man. Yes, I am. Now I might drink too much and talk too loud, hang out with a rowdy boat club crowd. That don't mean I don't respect my mama or my Uncle Sam. Yes, sir, yes, ma'am. I may be a real bad boy, but baby, I'm a real good man. Now I might have
wasn't bad singing for a Sunday afternoon about 2 o'clock. Usually people's gotta be blind drunk before they'll sing along with you. Of course, you guys may be, I don't know. I have seen the booze flowing. I mentioned about the, whatever it is I'm drinking, Bloody Mary, and I seen them get back, and they got up and got them one way. The power of advertisement.
Yeah, thanks for coming out. It's been a great day, and we had a great weekend going through Illinois, and it was fun to hang with everybody we did this weekend, and it's been awesome. And this is a great way to cap it off. What a great day, and this is the kind of day like this that inspired this song. This, and I don't have any idea why this hook came out. I was playing this feel of this song one day on the couch, and one of the last quotes in that movie Fast Times at Ridgemont High that Jeff Coley said just fell out when I said this, when I got to this point in the song. So I wrote it, that and days like this that if I lived here, I don't think I'd be up in this over here at this bar all the time. It'd be a hard place to live. But anyways, it goes like this. I've been up to my neck, working 6 days a week, wearing holes in the soles of the shoes on my feet. Been dreaming of getting away since I don't know. There ain't no better time than now for Mexico. And no shoes, no shirt, no problem. Yeah, blues, what blues ever got 'em? Give me the sun and the sand and a drink in my hand with no bottom, no shoes and no shirt, no problem. I want a towel and a chair in the sand by the sea. I want to look through my shades, see you there with me. Want to soak up life for a while and lay back low. No boss, no clock, no stress, and no dress code, and no shoes, and no shirt, and no problem. Blues, what blues ever got 'em? Want the sun and the sand and a drink in my hand with no bottom, no shoes, and no shirt, and no problem. Tops and flip-flops, if you got it. But no shoes, and no shirt, and no problem, and no problem.
Casey Beathard, y'all.
Guys,